but I don't think gets talked about enough amongst like movie fans, like and that kind of stuff. Harrison Ford, like how brilliant of a career he's had. When you think about it, it's really difficult for an actor to play an iconic character and then get out of always being seen as that character, especially if he spread that character over like several movies. It starts to become really difficult. Like when you see Chris Evans in another movie, like don't you just see Captain America? You know what I mean? But Harrison Ford, he was Han Solo, Indiana Jones, and Jack Ryan. And then he has a bunch of other movies that have nothing to do with other movies that are really good and he's really good in. In my view, Harrison Ford is like the best actor of all time. It is really hard to do what he has done over the course of his career. You're talking about three major iconic roles spanning like 12 movies, Incredible what he has done.
I think our friend slapped up Jazz makes a valid point, and obviously I wanted to talk about it. That's why I'm making the video. I don't think Harrison Ford is the greatest actor of all time, but I think what else you said about him was absolutely true, which is it is very difficult to nail multiple iconic roles and not just be seen as one of those two iconic figures. There are a couple of other actors that come to mind that fall into that category. One is definitely not better than Harrison Ford as an actor, and the other, I think, is probably better than Harrison Ford, or at least is viewed as such. That each one of them had multiple iconic roles. First, Sylvester Stallone. He is not a better actor than Harrison Ford, but he was Rocky and Rambo, among other characters. I'm just taking like the two top ones. Some people see Sylvester Stallone and they see Rocky. Some people see Sylvester Stallone and they see Rambo. Two absolutely iconic roles that he was able to escape. He's not just known as Rocky. He's not just known as Rambo, like Harrison Ford is with, I'm going to take the top two for Harrison Ford for me, which would be Indiana Jones and Han Solo. The other actor that comes to mind that kind of falls into this category, I think, is Al Pacino, because I think the two big iconic roles that Al Pacino are known for is as Michael Corleone in The Godfather, but also as Scarface, right? As the Cuban drug lord, the Cuban mafia member. So, you talk to people and they're like, do you know him as Scarface or do you know him as The Godfather? Two absolutely iconic roles that he was able to escape from and do other films that were worthy. So Sylvester Stallone, Al Pacino, Harrison Ford. I was sitting around trying to think if there were any others that came to my mind. And listen, there are people that had big roles in other movies, but I don't know if you had multiple that were as big. Like maybe they had one role that was as big and then they had another role that was minor but not as big. The ones that we're talking about here, Stallone with Rocky and Rambo, Pacino with Godfather and Scarface, and Harrison Ford with Han Solo and Indiana Jones. I don't think the second big one for anybody else I can think of would be as big and be considered in the same category. But yeah, Harrison Ford is very underrated. Very underrated. He crushed a lot of roles. He really did. And I don't think it does get talked enough about. I think you're absolutely correct. Having said that, when I see Harrison Ford, I always see Indiana Jones first. And I love Star Wars, but I see Indiana Jones first. Here's another one. Tim Curry. Even though they weren't like recurring roles, Tim Curry is one of those people that you judge people, or you kind of get to know, not judge, you get to know people based on how they know Tim Curry. Do they know Tim Curry from It? Do they know Tim? I mean, they know him from all of them, but how do they first know him? Is it from It? Is it from Rocky Horror Picture Show? Is it from Clue? He's another one that I think gets talked a lot in that realm. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I wanted to throw two other actors in there. Sylvester Stallone and Al Pacino. Who else has got another one?